Welcome to Newbie Coop.
All right, welcome back, newbie cuers. It is cold, as you can probably tell. I don't know if you can see my breath or not, but it's pretty chilly. It's very windy today. The wind is rolling through my patio, but I got the smoker fired up today. It's gonna be a good day. We are gonna smoke a stuffed meatloaf. Now, I didn't film myself making the actual meatloaf part of it, basically because I did it late at night the other night. I took a basic meatloaf recipe, made the meatloaf, mixed it all up, and I took it and I laid it out flat on a cutting board. I put a bunch of green peppers and onions on it, put some mozzarella cheese on it, and then I took that sucker and I rolled it all up, and I smashed the ends down, smashed it all together, and made the actual meatloaf. Now today we're gonna put a little seasoning on it, and we're gonna slap that sucker on the smoker, and we're gonna let that thing smoke up and get real nice and juicy. By the way, my dog says hi. He's barking at nothing. There he goes. Yeah, bye. Okay. Anyway, so let's go get this meatloaf and get it put on. You probably won't hear me talk a lot because how windy it is. The little bit that I do talk is probably going to sound really horrible, but I'm going to try to do my best today for you guys and do this smoked meat. English is rough, guys. Smoked meatloaf for you today on the smoker. Let's get cracking. All right. So once again, I do apologize for the wind. Hopefully you can hear me. It's not too bad. But here it is. All right, right there, that is our smoked meatloaf. I'm going to flip it onto this pan, and I'm gonna put a little seasoning on it, and then we're gonna stick this bad boy on there. Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna try to flip this bad boy out of here. Whoop. Oh wow, that went easier than I planned on. Okay, now this thing is still a little frozen in the center, which that is perfect. Hopefully that's going to hold it all together. Trying to get to that ends nice and perfect here. All right, now we're going to throw a little bit of this pink Himalayan seasoning on here. Pink Himalayan salt seasoning, whatever. You get the point. The wind is blowing it. Okay, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Killer Hogs barbecue rub. It's gonna be so hard to do. I'll try to tip up to the sides. The challenges of backyard barbecuing. Fighting with the wind. Alright, there she's seasoned up. Now, we're getting ready to put her on the grill. It's going a little warm today because of the wind. The wind is literally blowing right through this thing. So I'm going to struggle with my heat, I think, today. So this should be challenging. This is going to be really, really, really challenging to cook this sucker. I've never done one before. Oh, I also wanted to tell you that if you're going to do one of these, make sure you freeze this sucker first because you want to make sure it holds this shape while you cook. So freeze it, thaw it out just a little bit. That way the outside's nice and soft, and then put your seasoning on, and then you're going to put it in your smoker. All right, so I'm running about 350. It's coming down just a tad, but I got my top damper almost all the way closed, and I got this one almost all the way closed. There's just a hair open, and I'm still running 350 degrees, and it's because that wind is running right through this sucker. It's running right in here, and you can't tell because you're on camera, but there's a lot of wind here, so I'm trying to figure out what to do to keep that from happening. All right, let's get this sucker on that pit. All right, so we're sitting about 98 degrees. I got to get this thing to 165 degrees. It's been about an hour, and hopefully I think it's gonna take about 4 hours to cook this thing, or at least that's what I'm hoping for, I guess. But we're just gonna keep letting it roll. I checked on everything. We're sitting at about 275. I wanted to be down a little lower, but the wind is really making it hard to do this. So anyway, we're at 98. We're going for 165. Take about 3 more hours, I hope. All right, so we're stuck about 145. I just threw another log on, so we're just gonna let it go a little longer. We got 20 more degrees and the sucker's done. But I did have to throw another log on. Hopefully, we're sitting at about, I don't know, we're sitting a little low, just right under 300 degrees. So it's been, I don't know, almost 4 hours now, so we should be getting there. But we're just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go to that 165 mark. All right, so I made the decision to pull this sucker off. It's at 150 degrees. I don't know what it still has. Yeah, it still says 150. So it's 150 degrees. I got 15 more degrees to go. And I'm gonna put the sucker in the oven, but I pulled it off for a reason. I wanna go ahead and cover it with my sauce, and probably even gonna put a little seasoning on it, and then we're gonna stick it back in and hopefully finish it off. All right, so here's my sauce. It's just a little homemade barbecue sauce, a little ketchup sauce. Ooh, a little too much on that side. All right, there we go. Just gonna brush it on a little bit. This is just going to make it real nice once that sauce sets in and warms up. It's gonna make it glaze over real nice. Gonna look real nice. And we're gonna put a little seasoning in, hopefully, and then that seasoning too will make it pop out a little bit. The little color of that little red color. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the sucker back in the oven. All right, last thing, put a little Killer Hogs barbecue seasoning on there. Just a little bit. All right, now we're gonna stick it back in the oven. Gonna let that set for a little bit, get up to temperature, and then we're gonna pull it off. There it is, 165. 165. We're gonna pull this sucker out. Here, turn that sucker off. Oh yeah. Woo. Look at that bad boy. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that thing just absolutely beautiful? All right, so I'm gonna let it set. We're gonna wrap it up, and then here in a little bit we'll cut it open and see how she looks. All right, gonna cut it open. We'll see how stuffed and juicy it is in the middle. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, it's so soft in the middle. Oh, look at all the juices coming out of that sucker. Woo-wee. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There he is. All right, there it is. A smoked stuffed meatloaf. Look at all that cheese just dripping out of there. Doesn't that just look delicious? All right, guys. That's it for us. That's it for the stuffed meatloaf. We'll see you again next week. As always, go follow my Instagram, go follow my Facebook. You get to see some behind the scenes stuff. We'll see you guys next week on another episode of Newbie Q Backyard Barbecue and Grilling. Bye, guys.